Welcome, wrestling fans, to this WWE show review on Tim Reynolds Show, as I'm reviewing the Friday Night SmackDown from February 28th, 2025 in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. And this is the last SmackDown before WWE Elimination Chamber. Make sure you guys hit that like button and subscribe to the channel, as this SmackDown was kicked off with the WWE Hall of Famer, Canada's own Trish Stratus. And she would welcome out her tag team partner at WWE Elimination Chamber, the WWE Women's Champion, Tiffany Stratton. And that's how we would kick off the show, as both of these ladies get the crowd pumped up there in Toronto, Canada, and they would be interrupted by another one of Canada's own, the WWE Women's United States Champion, Chelsea Green, and her security detail, Piper Niven. And Chelsea Green catches herself in a lot of trouble after she insults the WWE Hall of Famer Trish Stratus, calling her old, and also insulting Tiffany Stratton, saying that she's a better champion than she is. And then Tiffany Stratton would challenge Chelsea Green to a one-on-one matchup here on Friday Night SmackDown, and Trish Stratus likes that idea, as we see General Manager Nick Aldis sends out a referee to the reluctance of Chelsea Green, and this would be the first match of Friday Night SmackDown, where we would see the WWE Women's Champion Tiffany Stratton go one-on-one with the WWE Women's United States Champion Chelsea Green. And this would be one epic matchup, as both of these champions show off their athletic ability inside the ring and put on one hell of a performance before we would see a disqualification, a no contest, after Candice LeRae and Nia Jax would come out to attack Tiffany Stratton and Trish Stratus as they try to make a statement before their tag team match at WWE Elimination Chamber. But Trish Stratus and Tiffany Stratton would fight right back as they make a statement that they're not backing down from Nia Jax or Candice LeRae before WWE Elimination Chamber. And guys, I gotta give my grade of this opening match as a C. I definitely thought it could have been a better match between Chelsea Green and Tiffany Stratton. My reason for this match grade here on Tim Reynolds Show is I really thought we would see more of a competitive performance in this champion versus champion match. But both of these ladies were great on the mic, and the storyline was pretty good. That's why I give it a grade of a C. And then up next on SmackDown, we would see backstage Solo Sikoa meeting up with Jacob Fatu and Tama Tonga, as Fatu would apologize to Solo after what happened last week when he super kicked him, calling it an accident. And then Solo would give Jacob Fatu his match and his opportunity at the #1 contendership for the WWE United States Championship, after we heard earlier that General Manager Nick Aldis made it official, where we would see 3 qualifying matches where the winners of all of these matches would meet up in the main event of Friday Night SmackDown to determine the #1 contender for the WWE United States Championship. And Solo believes that Fatu will bring honor back to their family in this qualifying match and this opportunity that was given to him. And then up next on SmackDown, we would see backstage the undisputed WWE Champion Cody Rhodes in his own personal locker room, gifted to him earlier in the night when he was escorted there by personal servants that were sent by the final boss, The Rock, a gift from The Rock, if you will. And he is surprised by R-Truth in this locker room, who is around the smorgasbord of food that was in the locker room for Cody Rhodes. And R-Truth asked to have a little bit, saying, hey, can you tell The Rock to give us some jelly rolls in here while he's at it next time? And man, Cody Rhodes gives R-Truth a little bit of food, and this was just a funny interaction. But it looks like the final boss is really trying to get inside Cody Rhodes' head to show him what he can offer him here, and we'll have to see what this means later on in the night. And then up next after this, guys, we would then see our next match of the evening, and this would be our first qualifier for the #1 contendership for the United States Championship. And we would see Jacob Fatu go one-on-one with Andrade, and this was one hell of a match between these two superstars, as they really showed off all their athletic ability, with Jacob Fatu getting the victory here in this qualifying match as he moves on to the main event triple threat match and is one step closer to becoming the #1 contender for the United States Championship. And guys, my grade for this match, I gotta give it a grade of a B. I really thought Andrade put up one hell of a show. Jacob Fatu really showed off his power and his in-ring ability, and so did Andrade. He's definitely one of the better superstars, one of the underrated superstars right now on the SmackDown roster, and Jacob Fatu continues to show why he's one of the hottest superstars right now on SmackDown. And that's why Tim Reynolds Show gives a grade of a B after this match. And then we would see backstage on SmackDown, General Manager Nick Aldis meeting up with the Street Profits, who promised to continue continue their attacks on the tag team division here on SmackDown until they get what they want and what they deserve, which is a WWE Tag Team Championship opportunity against DIY. And they would be interrupted by Los Garza and Legado del Fantasma as Santos Escobar says, "Oh, nice to see you guys back on SmackDown. Are you guys ready to give Los Garza the apology that they deserve from you after you falsely accused them of attacking you months ago?" And of course, this would lead into a match where we would see up next on SmackDown Los Garza going up against the Street Profits in a tag team match. But this match wouldn't even get started. After that confrontation backstage, we would see other tag teams come out and attack the Street Profits and Los Garza, as we see DIY comes out and attacks the Street Profits before they even get into the ring. And then after that, we would also see Pretty Deadly and Motor City Machine Guns come out as all of these tag teams continue to just brawl it out and beat the living hell out of each other. Even security was absolutely no help at all, and security wasn't going to do anything to break up this brawl and attack. And I cannot wait to see what's going to happen going forward in this stacked WWE SmackDown tag team division. That's why I give this segment a grade of an A here on Tim Reynolds Show. I really think that things are heating up here in this tag team division, and I can't wait to see who ends up being the #1 contenders for those WWE Tag Team Championships to face DIY in the future. And then up next on SmackDown, we would see backstage Drew McIntyre running into the WWE Champion Cody Rhodes, saying to him that I don't know what I would do if I was in your situation, but Cody, I do know one thing. When you go to actually sell your soul to The Rock, he's going to be strangely surprised when he sees that you've already sold it. Big words coming from the Scottish Warrior to Cody Rhodes, and we all know that Drew McIntyre is one of the contestants in the Elimination Chamber match, and he could be the #1 contender to go on and face Cody Rhodes in the main event at WrestleMania 41. And then up next, we would see Drew McIntyre come out and interrupt the video promo that was supposed to be displayed for John Cena as he starts insulting and talking smash about the greatest of all time, saying, "John Cena, I can't see you, but you could see me when I walk out as the winner at Elimination Chamber." And I wonder what old John Cena back in the day would say about this John Cena, about how pathetic you are, about how much of a sellout you are, and how much of a hypocrite you are. And then Drew McIntyre would be interrupted by Damian Priest, one of the other contenders in the men's Elimination Chamber match, as he is sick and tired of Drew McIntyre running his mouth, telling him to just shut up or maybe step in the ring, and he gladly will make him shut up right here, right now. Going back in the past, when we see Damian Priest has definitely been on the better end of matches against Drew McIntyre, reminding the Scottish Warrior of that. But then they would be both interrupted by Seth freaking Rollins, who makes a surprise appearance here on Friday Night SmackDown in Toronto, Canada, one day before he will meet up in the men's Elimination Chamber match against these two other competitors. And he would go on to tell both of them that Seth Rollins is feeling better and more alive and more ready to main event WrestleMania than he ever has before. But guess who interrupts them? It's the best in the world, CM Punk, as he would come out to make his stance about how Seth Rollins and Drew McIntyre are just obsessed with him and they need to knock it off and get a reality check, because CM Punk is going to do whatever he has to do, including going through Damian Priest, who he has a lot of respect for, in the Elimination Chamber, and doing whatever he has to do to main event WrestleMania for the first time in his WWE career. But Seth Rollins and Drew McIntyre says, we promise you one thing, and that is you are not walking out of that Elimination Chamber match and going on to main event WrestleMania if we have anything to do with it, as we see pretty much Drew and Seth Rollins say the same thing and give the same threat to CM Punk. But then after this, we would see everyone interrupted by Logan Paul in a surprise fashion when John Cena's music hits and Logan Paul walks out, to the disappointment of thousands there in the arena there in Toronto, Canada. And after he had us all fooled, he definitely would laugh at the crowd and all the competitors in there, mocking all of them and insulting all of them, till he got to CM Punk, where he antagonized and disrespected CM Punk way too much, when Punk would then go after Logan Paul before Logan runs out of the way and gets out of there pretty quick, especially after he slapped the face of CM Punk on Monday night. And Punk is definitely looking for some retribution inside the chamber, and I'm sure many of the other competitors can't wait to get their hands on Logan Paul after the insults and disrespects laid out here by Logan, who's got some balls on him, I'll tell you that. And guys, I gotta give my grade for this segment an A+ here on Tim Reynolds Show. Man, this was great, seeing everybody on the mic, dissing everybody, and promoing it up for this big chamber match here tomorrow. I cannot wait. All we were missing was John Cena, man, and this was one hell of a promo between all of these guys that were great on the mics, and this was a great segment here on SmackDown, and that's why I give it a grade of an A+ here on Tim Reynolds Show. And I do believe this is only my second time ever giving out an A+ grade here for a segment, but this was definitely one of those. But then we would have our next match of the night on Friday Night SmackDown, as we would see LA Knight, go one-on-one with Santos Escobar in another qualifying match for the United States Championship to determine who the #1 contender would be. And guys, this would be a sloppy match back and forth between Santos and LA Knight. I really thought it could have been way better of a match, but this was probably one of the worst matches I have seen on Friday Night SmackDown in quite some time. Definitely the worst one of this year so far in 2025. That's why I give this a match grade of an F. I definitely thought there was some sloppiness between Santos moves not connecting on a handful of moves on LA Knight, and then also LA Knight not only slipping on the top rope not once but twice, but we also seen both of these men slip up on a big move from the top rope that was supposed to be like a big superplex or a big backflip, and it just looked sloppy all the way around, which is why I give it a match grade of an F for this one. But LA Knight would get the win as he moves on to the triple threat match in the main event of Friday Night SmackDown and moves one step closer to becoming the #1 contender for the United States Championship. And this is the first time ever here on Tim Reynolds Show that I've given out a grade of an F. And then up next on SmackDown, we would see Sami Zayn address the crowd there in Toronto, Canada, and welcome out Kevin Owens to say any last words before their unsanctioned match at WWE's Elimination Chamber. But then we would see KO live from the Rogers Center, where Elimination Chamber will take place, as he promises to end the career of Sami Zayn and says he will not apologize to Sami's family for what he's about to do to him at WWE Elimination Chamber, saying, "Sami, remember, this is all your fault." And Sami would respond by saying to Kevin Owens, "I don't know if your mom and dad will ever forgive me for what I'm about to do to you at Elimination Chamber, but I do know one thing. We're gonna see one hell of a fight between these two former friends in this unsanctioned match at WWE Elimination Chamber," as Sami promises to bring the fight to Kevin Owens. And guys, I gotta give this segment a grade of a B. I really do think that this match is gonna be one of the best matches at WWE Elimination Chamber, with the possibility of seeing this match maybe stretch all the way out, this rivalry stretch all the way out to maybe seeing a match at WrestleMania between these two Canadian superstars. And then up next here on SmackDown, we would see backstage The Miz, who's actually trying to give advice to his new tag team partner, Carmelo Hayes, as Hayes is getting ready for his qualifying match later on SmackDown against Braun Strowman. And after Melo walked away, The Miz would run into the WWE champion Cody Rhodes, asking him what's he gonna do with this big decision looming over his head from the final boss, as The Miz gives his advice saying he would accept The Rock's offer because you never know what the future holds, and Cody Rhodes could have everything he's ever wanted right at his fingertips if he just accept this offer from The Rock, from the final boss. Hell, he could possibly be even a board member and be one of the owners of the company, but I don't think I would take advice from The Miz. And then we would see up next after this, our next match on SmackDown, where we would see Carmelo Hayes go one-on-one with Braun Strowman in another qualifying match for the United States Championship #1 contendership. And we would see this match end quickly after Solo Sikoa and Tama Tonga got involved in this matchup, and they tried to attack Braun Strowman and help out Carmelo Hayes, but more than likely trying to help out Jacob Fatu and take out the bigger, stronger Braun Strowman. But a chair shot to the back would not phase Strowman at all, as he fights off Tama Tonga and Solo Sikoa and gets back in the ring. But the chair was tossed into the ring, and Carmelo, oh was he clever, as he slams the chair in the middle of the ring and slams himself back on the ground. And as the ref turns back around, we see Braun Strowman has the chair in his hand after Carmelo threw the chair to Braun Strowman, and then the ref would ring the bell, and it is disqualification, which means Carmelo Hayes gets the victory here, and he moves on to the triple threat main event match to determine the #1 contender for the Men's United States Championship. What a clever trick from Carmelo. This was definitely Eddie Guerrero-esque, lie and cheat and steal, and I tell you what a big clever move from Carmelo. And Braun Strowman was pissed, and he was going after Solo and Tama Tonga after that loss, and I imagine we'll see a lot more between Braun Strowman and Solo Sikoa Sikoa and Tama Tonga moving forward, because Braun was not happy about losing that match and that opportunity. And guys, I got to give my match grade of a B for this one, even though it was a short match. Love the storyline and love seeing what Carmelo Hayes was able to do in the ring with the bigger, stronger Braun Strowman. And these guys tend to always put on a good match here when they face each other. That's why I give this match grade of a B here on Tim Reynolds Show. And then guys, up next, we would then see Bayley, Naomi, and Bianca Belair getting ready for their 6-woman tag match coming up later on SmackDown, as they're talking smack not only about Liv Morgan, but they also can't wait to get their hands on Liv and Roxanne Perez inside the Women's Elimination Chamber match. And then up next, we would have that 6-woman tag team match where Bayley, Naomi, and Bianca Belair would take on the team of Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez, the new WWE Women's Tag Team Champions, and Roxanne Perez. And we would see one hell of a match in this one, guys, but we would see that Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez would get the victory in this one thanks to Roxanne Perez, who dominated near the end of this match. But afterwards, we would see Alexa Bliss come out and deliver the Fiend DDT to Roxanne Perez, as Alexa Bliss makes a huge statement in this match before the WWE Women's Elimination Chamber. And guys, I got to give my grade of this match as an A. I really thought that all these ladies put on one hell of a performance, and I definitely got to give kudos to Roxanne Perez, who delivered a nasty Pop Rocks finisher to Bayley to get the victory. But Alexa Bliss coming after the match was epic, and I cannot wait to see this Women's Elimination Chamber match. It's going to be epic. That's why I give the match grade here of this one of an A. Then guys, next up after this, we would see an interview with Charlotte Flair, the Women's 2025 Royal Rumble winner, telling Tiffany Stratton that she better focus on her and the challenge ahead of her after WWE Elimination Chamber, because Charlotte Flair promises to be right around every corner, paying attention to everything Tiffany Stratton does as she comes after that WWE Women's Championship in the main event at WrestleMania. And then up next after this, guys, we would then have our triple threat match for the main event of the evening here on SmackDown, where we would see Jacob Fatu versus Carmelo Hayes versus LA Knight. And guys, we would see LA Knight get the victory in this match after all three men put up on one hell of a performance, really showing off their athleticism. I was impressed with Carmelo Hayes, and then the sure power and athleticism from Jacob Fatu after we seen him land a big moonsault, and it looked like he was going to get the win and pin Carmelo Hayes. But LA Knight pulls Fatu out of the ring at the last second and jumps right in to get the pinfall on Hayes, and he gets the victory, and he is now the #1 contender for the Men's United States Championship. And guys, I got to give my match grade of this main event match as an A. I really thought this was one hell of a match. Hats off to Carmelo Hayes. This guy definitely belongs on the main roster here on SmackDown. He's one of the best superstars right now upcoming in the WWE, and Jacob Fatu continues to show why he's a menace and one of the best dominating big men in the WWE when he steps inside the ring. But LA Knight, hey, he's definitely one of the better guys, especially with the mic in his hand, and now he has a chance at being a 3-time United States champion as he becomes the #1 contender. And then guys, after this, we would then see an interview by Michael Cole inside the ring with the WWE champion Cody Rhodes, as the American Nightmare would come out to the ring and be asked by Michael Cole what decision he is going to make at WWE Elimination Chamber, and if this was even a decision that Cody Rhodes should even be considering, as Michael Cole says the Cody Rhodes that he knows would continue to fight and not take the luxury and this deal to sell his soul to the final boss. And then that's when we would see a special gift that is shown to Cody Rhodes and Michael Cole from The Rock himself, and it is a Ford Raptor that is all decked out in the American Nightmare decals, and it is a red Raptor as well. And Cody Rhodes can't believe it as he walks to see this gift from The Rock, when we would see the final boss come over on the Videotron as he's at the airport ready to get on the bird to fly to Toronto, Canada to be at WWE Elimination Chamber, where he tells Cody Rhodes to make the right decision, to make the correct decision, the best decision for not only his future but his family's future. Become my champion, give me your soul. And then we would also see another special gift from the final boss as he has a weight belt that is engraved as Cody's soul with the date of June 11th, 2015. And that date is very important because that's when the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, the father of Cody Rhodes, died. And because of that, that's when The Rock said his heart was broke because he was a huge fan of Dusty Rhodes, the American Dream. And he says, Cody Rhodes, please don't break my heart as well. Make the right decision. Embrace me as your brother and let me embrace you as my champion and give me your soul. What will Cody Rhodes decide at WWE's Elimination Chamber? We'll have to wait and find out. But man, what a way to end Friday Night SmackDown. And this has been your WWE show review on Tim Reynolds Show. Please make sure you guys hit that like button and subscribe to the channel, and make sure you guys check out my WWE live play-by-play for WWE Elimination Chamber, and also check out more of my WWE show reviews and more of my content on one of the most electrifying and entertaining sports entertainment channels on YouTube, Tim Reynolds Show. Let's fucking go. Thank you, WWE Universe. Thank you, wrestling fans. Make sure you guys hit me up in the comments on what you guys thought of this WWE show review, and thank you for all the support. Peace out, guys.